Hey guys, welcome to Cultured. It's your homegirl, it's your host, Bromley. Today we have another special guest. This one is not particularly good at singing like the other ones, but he has many other talents, and this person is probably the most closest person that I have in this whole world, and I can't wait for you guys to meet him. So let's get to it. So like I said, guys, this person that has joined us is one of my favorite people, the only person that I would say who I would have to kill if I'm dying, because he knows way too much about me. But then I can't wait. Like, it's none other than my own brother. It's Brolin V. Kurvilla. Yay! You want to say hi?
Hello, guys.
So, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, are you nervous? How do you feel?
I'm more awkward, I think, on the podcast now. When you ask me questions like this, I'm worried. Yeah, what you gonna ask me now?
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. But like I said, like I've wanted to do this podcast with my brother for a while now, actually. And I was thinking, what are the things that we could talk about? Because my brother, amongst many talents that he has, he's super intellectual. He's someone who hunts for answers and much more adventurous, living on the edge kind of guy, as opposed to me. He's currently in Canada, and he finished his master's and he's doing his job there right now. And yeah, he's a earning member now. So today we're gonna talk about upbringing. So like, what's it like being brought up in an Indian household or an Indian upbringing? And we're gonna get into the details of those things. So I can't wait for you guys to hear what he has to say. So why don't you say something interesting about yourself?
The way I look at it, I just feel like I'm a pretty normal guy, just an average guy, living his life. Why don't you say something about me, since you know me so well?
Okay. So this is going to be a little bit of an inside story. Maybe this is a story I would get out if I knew you for a couple years, but who cares? So there was this kid, there was once this kid in school that molested me. No, he didn't molest me. He was just kind of, let's say he, touched parts of my body that wasn't allowed. And my brother, got him outside the school and kind of backed him up against the against the wall, and might have maybe done something that got him suspended. But this was back in the day. He's not like this anymore.
I'm a good boy now.
This was what did you say?
I'm a good boy now.
He's a good boy now. But yeah, but that's, for me, that's probably the thing that sticks out for me the most when I think of my brother. One of the cool moments of having an older brother. But yeah, so we're going to get right into it, guys. We're going to talk about upbringing. So I've got a couple questions for my brother, and actually we've never sat down and talked about our upbringing. I mean, we've talked like bits and parts here and there, but we've never dived into that conversation. But let's do it. So, all right, what do you think about our upbringing? Do you think we had a very good upbringing?
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good upbringing. When I look back into my childhood years, yes, I feel like, yes, we had a good upbringing. Especially the relationship between Papa, Mummy, you, me. It's been good. I would say all by God's grace, but still, it's been good over the years. We have had our differences for sure. Everybody has differences, but the way we've been brought up by our parents is something that stands out to me more than anything. Just like in any Indian culture, like parents are strict, where the father is pretty strong willed, and the mom is more the softer willed. She is strong willed, but she's more softer and calmer, is what I feel. But and being in that kind of household, I think, it has. I mean, looking back at it, I think it is all for the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that when you we're going to go right into deep stuff here, but do you think when you raise your family you're going to have a similar dynamic, or do you want, but that's going to be a follow-up question, but do you want the same upbringing in your family, let's say in the future?
Uh, so I would tweak some things up. Not that my parents did anything wrong. It was in their time and in their culture. But now, when I look at the present world that we live in, and how the technology, the age, the children that, like, when I look at my friends or my friends of friends and they have children, it's harder to manage or raise the children in the old fashioned way, where the parents are dominant in their views. But now children demand more answers, and you should be more, I say, like, open to hearing what the children say, at the same time being strong in your opinions, because you know over everything that your experiences, especially the Christian upbringing, your value of God and everything, that cannot be that cannot be adulterated with anything else. It has to be firm. Uh, for sure, I will tweak some things up. That when I look back, maybe my parents, like when I asked them doubts about some things of life, they were very strong-willed in their answer. When I look back, that was the best thing that they could do at that time. But into the future generation, when I look at it, when I become a dad or something, I think I would change some things, the way I say or enlighten my children, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you said, like, when it comes to parents and like the what do you say, the parent child relationship, but being Indian, obviously, I mean, there's nothing we can compare our Indian upbringing to, because we weren't raised in any other family household. But being Indian, like, do you feel like there's some aspects of being Indian that has tied into how you were raised?
So I was just, when you were saying that, I was thinking about my friends that I play soccer with. So I play with people from all over the world. So most of them are from the African nations. So we always have the similar background of, like, how we should treat our parents, how they have treated us. Even I've talked to them. They also have very like strong-willed parents. That's what I would say. Strong-willed. So they're either the mom or the dad, one of them would be really strong-willed. And that is something that I see in the boys that I play with also. Whereas in the Western cultures, okay, when it comes to the Western countries, the parents are not as strong-willed, and that tends to have a impact on the children in their way of thinking. They're more open to a lot of worldviews that can, I don't know, corrupt their personality, for sure. That is something that I have seen. But whereas in the Eastern cultures, especially in the Indian culture, we have, like, parents have one worldview and they stick to it till they die. Is what is what I feel. Uh, uh, be it right or wrong, they still stick to it no matter what. But that is where I see a drawback in our thinking. Like, I feel like the Indian culture or the Eastern culture, they are so strong-willed that they do not accept another counter perspective, and that can be a cause, like, cause for a huge lot of problems into the future if you do not see the counter perspective. Even if you take, when I look at it, I try to see it in the Christian point of view, or I try to look at it in the view of eternal life or something like that. If you believe that you are only worshipping the real God, you are the one who's worshipping the real God, and you don't even check the facts, or you don't even go hunting for the truth, you will die living the lie. And that is something that I feel like the Eastern culture has, like, so have become so focused on, or their entire life they live in that one cycle, that they don't even look at anything else. So, but at the same time, there is a safety to it, for being in the Eastern culture, because the parents and the strong-willed nature of the parents actually is a protection and a barrier for the children, because the children are now, like, sort of in a cage, but at the same time it's a protective cage, that keeps their mind from being, I don't know, being affected by things outside in the world that could twist their thinking. I don't know. There's a lot of things. I'm just drawing a small line here, but there's a lot of things that comes out of this. Yeah.
No, you when you were saying, I was thinking, I was thinking about asking you, like, do you feel that you are the best version of yourself?
No, definitely not. I don't think I'm the best version of myself. No, no. If no, no.
Of
I'm
course,
not.
considering the fact that, we are not always, I'm not the best version of myself. But do you feel, considering your upbringing, considering everything that, how you were raised, do you feel like you are the best version of yourself as much as you try to be?
No, still no, still no.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. And why is that?
the reason being, when I look at myself, my heart, I like that's something like when I was a child. No, I used to be self righteous. Like I used to think like, oh, I'm better off than the other person there, or my moral stands are better off than the other person there. But the funny thing is, it was a situation that made me better off in morally, like, uh, say, like not doing something wrong. The situations that was in, that actually God did it. So that's what I always feel like. God puts in situations, and because of that, you were able to perform better, or you were able to stay away from doing something wrong, or like especially the word what I want to emphasize on is like sin. That we don't sin a lot, yeah. But as I grew older, I started to realize, no, that's not because I was good. It's because He did it. God did it. He put me in situations that made me come out better. Okay, but deep down in my heart, I know the thoughts that I have, the the mind, the heart that I have is not good. It's constantly always something evil that comes in. So I don't ever think I can ever be the best version of myself. No matter what, I try and strive to be, but am I? No. Can I be? Still no. But I strive to be. That's something that I realize as I'm getting older. That I can only strive, but I can never achieve that for sure. My opinion might change into the future because I'm just still now 26, yeah. So my dad would say you're still a young boy who has no maturity, but
He tells us
but
that every day, by the way, guys.
every day, yeah. But yeah, so I'm sure he has got tons of tons of experience more than me. So one day maybe I will see. I'll be able to see what he is trying to tell me. But as of now, this is what I see. Like I am, like I can never be the best of me for sure. No, no, not what I want to be. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I can relate. But I wanted to ask you, when you talk about, since we're on the topic of like Indian upbringing, what what are some areas that you feel like, um, in India? This is specifically for Indian culture. Do you feel like things that some areas in our conversations, or some areas of aspects of our life that we need to improve on, like in there are some, it's a little controversial, but but what are some, stigmas that we are raised with, that you feel like, okay, you know what, it would have been so much better if we were, let's say, open-minded about this or open-minded about that. I don't know.
Okay.
Good luck.
It's a very broad
No, I'm
brush
just
that
kidding.
I'm going to paint for sure. What I'm going to say, but so one thing that I feel like, I don't think it's solely in the Indian or the Eastern upbringing. It's more with the world. It's how it is. It's just that we are so superficial in our thinking. In our thinking, if the other guy has more money, yeah, look at him and learn. Yeah, if he has more education, or oh, why don't you look at him and learn? Yeah, that's the approach that people have. That person who is better off is better off. Yeah, is because he earned it or he deserved it. For sure, there is a human element of hard work there, but but the fact that you compare, or we compare others for not reaching that level, there's so many things that affects the person's life that for that person not to reach that level, like, yeah, situations, I don't know, the mentality or aims in life that makes people go in different paths. But I see that in our parents as well. They always compare, like, oh, that boy got 98 percentage, why couldn't you get that? Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
but that's the thing, so uh, that's something that I've seen, like, why I always think, why don't the Eastern culture or the Indian culture, why don't we produce more of say about more sportsmen. Sports personalities, or I don't know,
Oh yeah.
or like
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
something different. Like, but we always have engineers and doctors. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Word.
all are engineers and
Word.
doctors. All of my friends are all engineers and doctors. Maybe because I only have friends who
Yeah.
are engineers and doctors, but like I do not see same enthusiasm in the other areas as well. So that's something that the Indian culture is so stigmatic about. Just focus on that kind of areas. Well, the other guy is a doctor. Why don't you become a doctor? But
Yeah.
yeah, your kid
Kind
might
of
not
like
even have that ability to to understand those things in such a way. Yeah, but there's one area. So there's a huge thing that there's a lot of
I
areas that
know.
we can
I
talk
know.
about. I'm just talking about one. I'm pulling a one string out of the the ball. Yeah.
The million.
Yeah.
No. Indian culture is not all that bad, but it's fun. It's because Indian culture is like, I always tell, especially when you talk about marriage and stuff, if somebody's going to get married to an Indian person, if somebody outside of Indian culture is marrying someone from India, I always say good luck, because it's like, it comes with, because as in like
The
this culture
pressure, the
is
pressure, the
what?
pressure, the pressure, the pressure.
It's a lot. Yeah, exactly. It's like it comes with a lot of pressure, but if any of you are thinking of getting married to an Indian, it's no regrets, guys. We are popping, we're popping people. But yeah, I mean, no, but I love that. That's what you said. Like more diversity. I feel like we're more creatures of your habit. We're like, oh, that person did that, so
That exactly goes back to the to what I was telling before. Also, like they're
yeah.
too strong willed. Like if they aim at something, that's it. They don't look at anything else. So it's that cage that you're stuck in. That cage that you can't break out of, and that cage will be the death of you as well if you do not realize it. That's something that people don't realize, that they are stuck in a cage because of their own thinking, of their own devices. But yeah.
Oh wow. But like kind of talking about stepping into the religious side, but do you how do you think being Christian play made you different from all the other Indian kids around you?
Oh, okay. So, uh, I would say searching for the truth for sure. Because being a Christian, like I was born in a Christian family, but you can never be a Christian being born in a Christian family. Because that I realized after I came to Canada, for sure. Because when I was back in my high school as well as in my college life, I thought like if anyone said that they were Christian, that they were Christian. But you're never really Christian until you read the Word of God, or you grow in God, reading the Word, studying the Bible, and trying to be better. Not trying to be better in like in doing some good things, but trying to be better at your heart, knowing that your heart is so evil always. That's something that the Bible
Yeah.
always says, because I always feel like the Bible is the only religion, the Christianity is the only religion, or the Bible is the only book that will ever say the man is evil at his core. The man by himself is so evil and he can never find God. That is something that only Bible says, no other book ever says. For sure, no other book ever says. And we can never achieve any kind of happiness or say any kind of righteousness from ourselves, only through God. That is something that comes to you, because I told you, when I was younger, I used to think that I was good, I'm better off than that guy. So if Jesus were to come now, I would go to heaven. Yeah, that's what I used to think about myself. Yeah, but now when I look at my thing, I would never go to heaven for the person that I am. I only go to heaven because of the faith that I have in Jesus Christ, and that's the only way you can ever go to heaven, through the Bible. So growing up as a Christian, like it's all on God. It has always been on God. Like I know how He has worked in my life for me to have the faith that I have. Uh, for sure, it is always Him. So I can never even boast about the faith that I have, because if I boast, then I am not saved at all. Yeah, that is a fine line that you walk. So I have to be humble in the faith that you have. At the same time, try to be a better Christian, which I'm failing at totally. I will say that I think I've told before also, when we sit here, we have our prayer meetings and they ask us to give testimonies. I always say, I'm the greatest sinner and He's the greatest savior. That's something that I always say. Uh, and funny thing is, Papa always objects on that. Why do you have to say that? But I say it because I proudly wear that badge. That I am a big sinner. Because it is always God who saves you. If you don't give Him that credibility of saving you, then He never did anything for you at all. Yeah. So that doesn't
Oh,
make any difference. If you are a Christian, if you do not say that, it is your thing to say that you are a sinner. Yeah. So
wow.
yeah. So I would say the older I get, I'm just realizing how much more sinful I was. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's how I think my path has been growing up as in a Christian household. That, like I said, when I was younger, I was just a nominal Christian. I used to read the Bible a lot. So like I think of myself as a person who knows a lot of the Bible, but I think that also was God's plan. Like I learn the Bible, I understand, and then I will reach a stage in life where I realize how ugly or how dirty of a person I am in my heart. And day by day, I just see that even more. Not only me, the people around me also say that. Like they see my flaws for sure. Yeah, not that like I can cover up the bad sides with my good behavior and character, but deep inside, you're always bad. But I've come to that realization of myself, and I'm free. That is for sure. I'm free in my heart because I seen that
Yeah.
realization. I mean, I've come to that realization of myself, so I'm free in my heart because I know that Jesus will take care of it. So
Yeah.
that's where
Oh
I'm free.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Oh man. Okay. Oh yeah, you lost me on that one. Gosh. But so what are now that you're living in Canada, how do you see yourself? How different are you? Like when you look at, of course, you talked about your relationship with God, and how different are you in your mindset? Let's say compared to your parents. I don't know. Compared to our parents, how do you see yourself disagreeing with a lot of things, or do you feel yourself agreeing with a lot of things that now that you're getting older and understanding a lot of things about life? And Papa always says, like, oh, when you're older, you'll understand. When you become older, when you see the world, you'll understand. Do you feel like now that you're getting older, do you feel like a lot of things that Papa has been telling us or Mommy has been telling us becoming more of a reality? Or do you feel like, oh no, it's actually quite different?
Oh, this is a tough question. Certain aspects of life, I know it's true, whatever they said, but some things I still am so far away from their opinions, and like I have huge difference with them. Uh, yeah, I have huge difference with them, and I would say this, Kunya is the one who always patches, who's like the glue between me and my parents. Always, yeah, she's the one.
Guys, Kunya is me, by the way. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
So
it's
she's
okay,
the
go,
glue,
no. Keep
She's the one
going.
who always patches me up with my dad and mom when we have our differences. For sure. Me and my mom, we do not have that kind of difference. I mean, she's another person. I mean, that's different. Okay, so when I say like my father is the most strong-willed person I've ever seen. He is strong-willed. He's too strong-willed, and when I look at it, I've never seen a man like him ever in my life. I've never seen I would never say self righteous. He is a righteous man. He always does what is right. I can never stand up to him. I remember once in my college life, uh, I got suspended again, yeah, for doing a lot of things that I should not have done. And my father had to come and put me back into the college. And I remember my dad met my hostel warden, and he met him, and then they were talking for about like 15 minutes, and my dad left, and then the hostel warden called me, who's also a priest, by the way. So he called me and he was like, Monet is like son. So Monet, if you can be at least 10% of the man that your dad is, you will reach far in life. That is
Wow.
what he said to me. And I know that I can never even reach 10% for sure, because he is so righteous in everything that he does. Stands for the truth, stands for the right, and he does it. If he says he's going to do it, he does it. That is something that I've seen. So that's something that I don't think I can ever become that. I don't think I have that kind of willpower that my dad has, for sure. But so I have differences with him because his worldview is so different from my worldview. And for sure, I mean, I see that there are some things that he might be wrong on, and for sure he sees thousands of things that I am wrong on, which is absolutely right in my thinking. But yeah, there are things that, yeah, for sure, that I am against on. There are many friends that on which I'm against him, and
Yeah.
I mean my mom and dad for some things, but most of the time they're always right. They're always right. They always turn out to be right. It's somehow it happens. Yeah, oh, it always happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean everything that you said, like it's just that that's the power of Indian parents, you know.
yeah.
They
They
just
have that.
they have a
They're the power.
yeah, what? Yeah, they just have this way of like not in a sort of like, in a sort of like a bad way. Like it's just like Indian parents have this way of like sacrificing everything. I know
Yeah,
parents all around the world.
I think that's what happens. But Papa and Mommy, they will do anything for their
Yeah, they'll do
children. Yeah,
anything. Like, and that's true for, I think, I'm sure for all the Indian people who are listening, they will for sure like relate because it's like, of course, parents all around the world will give their lives for their children, hands down, no doubt. But the way that Indian parents kind of like they literally all their income, everything they earn, everything they do, everything that they've worked for their whole life goes into their children. And because of that, that has that abundance of love that they bestow on you. At the same time,
expectations.
you are also expected to function from a pedestal as well. So because they're like, oh, I'm investing all these things on you. So there's that added pressure as well. But you say in any sort of culture or any sort of upbringing, there's always its pluses and minuses. And I believe that God places all of us in our, respective homes, for a reason. There are things that, I nowadays have come to a reality, like, it's that whatever, before I used to be this very, like, I'm like, oh, my dad says something, I'll be like, nah, you know what, I want to do my thing. But I feel like, you know what, no, God gave me my parents so that I find God through all these situations. I find God in what my dad's saying no or my dad's saying yes, or, so I've come to that peace. It took me so many years to come to that level where I'm like, you know what, I see God's hand in when my parents say no, or let's say, there are things that I'm like, okay, you know what, let me not strive to reject, because when you come outside and you live in a European country, or you go to, like my brother's case, like Canada, and you see a lot of like your because your mind opens, because you see a whole lot different, you see how life can be a lot different. So but like even like amidst all that, to know that God placed you in the respective families that we did is for a reason. God wants to teach us, through whatever we're going through. God, there's a reason for it, is what is that's what I wanted to say. But what would be, so we're gonna kind of like wrap our conversation up. What would you like to say to, let's say to children who are not necessarily in Indian backgrounds, but like what would you want to say to kids who are like, maybe like, what, I wish I wasn't born in this particular household, or what would you do you have some advice, or like something that you'd
The only advice I can give is one from the Bible. That's it. Because I mean, when I was younger, when people told me advices like this, or from the Bible or from the scripture, I would be like, that person doesn't understand. But the thing is, when you get older, you will realize it's God who is always sovereign in everything. So He has a sovereign hand in everything. So whatever situation you are in your life, He is in control, no matter what. When you come to that peace, you are truly peaceful, for sure. Yeah, for sure, you're truly peaceful. Like, I go back to a time when, like, in Canada, you have about 3 years after 2 years of work permit. Sorry, 2 years of study permit, you have 3 years. So most of my friends, they were all struggling to find a job, really struggling to find a job. And
Mm.
and the thing is, and you need at least 1 year of experience to apply for your PR and stuff. So that was a timetable that everyone has in their head, all of the students here. And I believe, like, I took among the longest time to ever get a job. But like, the pressure on me was so much. Like, when my friends got job and my other friends got job, I still didn't find a job. I was not able to find a job because I'm a fresher, and so nobody wants to hire a fresher. They always want people with 10 years experience. How can you expect 10 years experience when you're just coming out of out of your bachelor's or your master's? So it was added pressure for me on my head. So it took me about 8-9 months to get a job finally. And And that 9 months was like eternity for me. Why I'm not
Yeah.
getting a job. So it was in my head. I never shared it to anybody. I just used to tell God, and then I used to just walk with it. But the thing is, I realized this. He gave me a peace like no other. There was peace in my head. There was total peace. Like if I am to leave this country and go anywhere else, it is His plan. And
Oh
every
yeah.
step in your life, it's already been ordained by Him. That is something that you need to realize. How long you live, what you do, everything has been, placed in His mighty hands, and He will take care of it, no matter what. That's something. I think that's going back to the question of. I'm going to end it with this. So I'll just go back to the question of how me growing up as a Christian has turned out to be. So that's how it affects you. Situations like this will make you hold on no matter what.
Oh
Hold
wow.
on to the faith that you have. Because I seen a lot of my friends who used to come to church while they were younger. They don't even come to church anymore, or they don't even have the thirst for God's word at all. That has died out in them. But somehow God has kept me. I say again, God kept me, not me keeping myself. God kept me, and it comes out in moments like this when you take certain life decisions and how do I say choices in life that makes
Mm-hmm.
you people think like, okay, he's taking such a decision that is so different from others. But the
Yeah.
thing is, that decision comes only because of the faith that you have in your heart, and that faith is is only dependent on God. That bizarre kind of faith and that belief, yeah, and He gives you that peace like no other, for sure. So no matter what situation you are in, it's God who gives you the peace. You can find joy, temporary joy here and there in life on small things that takes your mind off. But when you truly sit and like right now I'm living by myself, so I have a lot of time to think and be alone. And truth be told, I'm always happy, always enjoying. I'm not alone always, because I know He's there. So that's the thing that I would leave with anybody, who any of the you know younger generation. I would say that know that your Creator is with you if you trust in Him. That is for sure, and He will guide you. Yeah. So
Oh,
I'll end it with that. Yeah. Hey, you want to clap for me?
that's
Clap, clap,
awesome.
clap. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh yeah, we'll just end it there, guys. But I mean, honestly, like, if it's just to say a closing remark regarding my brother. I feel like sometimes this is a bit too emotional stuff, but I'll say it anyway. But like for me, like if I for some reason I there's like a cord that ties me to my brother. Like I know that if he's sad, like I instantly know like something's off. Like he did. I don't know how that's possible. Like he might be like in Canada, but like I know when like something's off. Or so we thank God that we were able to be those siblings that we're like he knows everything about me. I'm not even joking. I know everything about him. So God has blessed our relationship in that way that it's so open. And and I pray that that this continues to go that way. And so yeah, so I just want to thank him for doing this. And yeah, like he's I'm sure he's got like a whole like his thoughts on different areas of life is just has always overwhelmed me, because he's extremely smart and very intellectual. So God bless him more. But we're gonna leave you guys on that note. Thank you guys for joining us. And do you want to say bye to them?
Yeah. Bye, guys.
All right. So until next time, guys, thank you guys for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye, you guys.